North Attleboro Community Television, North TV, presents the high school football game of the week. Tonight from McGrath Stadium on the campus of Bishop Feehan High School, the Shamrocks play host to the Durfee Hilltoppers. Josh Perry and Steve Houle here for this game. We take a little break from covering North Attleboro football to take a look at the Shamrocks, who come into this game at 4-4, got off to a very difficult start, lost their first 4 games of the season, but they come in on a 4-game win streak, and even more impressive, they come in with 3 straight shutouts. And Steve, now they look 1 game for a chance to make it to the playoffs next week against Somerset. That will decide the EAC title.
Yeah, that difficult non-league schedule early in the season, obviously playing the rivals in Attleboro and North Attleboro and losing to them, but they learned and they grew as a team. They've had some injuries, but they're playing some great football now, coming off a 35-0 win last week on the Vineyard. You got
and Durfee have recovered the onside kick to start the game. The underdogs, the 1-6 Hilltoppers, going with trickery on the opening kickoff. Head coach LeJohn Jones going with the onside kick, and it's recovered by number 23, Fritz Gustav.
Yeah, that ball squirted out. It was a nice kick right there for the onside kick, right towards the Durfee Hilltoppers sideline. And once that ball came off, you can't convert basically the fumble right there. So it is down to 39. They don't gain the extra 10 yards, but as you see the whole play right here, just a great bounce right there. Feehan was all over it. That ball just squirted right out.
I think the cold might have had some impact there, as it looked like 4 or 5 Feehan players were diving on top of it. Somehow, though, Durfee will get possession at the Feehan 39 to start things off. Their quarterback, number 7, Quentin Souza, in the shotgun. Durfee running to this near side, and he's going to be wrapped up quickly. Thomas Flett on the tackle. That was number 22, Raheem Barzi, on the carry, the junior, who we expect to call his name quite a bit here tonight.
Yeah, that ball, just a good job, good penetration. You see number 19 right there for Bishop Feehan, and a whole host of Shamrocks finishing off that play. It just took a while to get outside there. Barzi had nowhere to go.
Well, Feehan's defense unexpectedly on the field to start the game, but they get off to a good start on first down. Second down, and it looks like 11, as this pass is going to go off a couple of hands and incomplete. Souza had an open receiver, but it was Todd Pacino who wasn't able to come up with it.
Yeah, good-looking throw right here, and boy, just trying to maybe turn up field a little too quick. And also number 2 for Durfee, Solwick, had his hand on it too. Once that ball gets bounced up in the air, a good thing could have happened for the Shamrocks. Unfortunately, not the case on that tipped ball.
It was Joseph Agnello who was out in coverage for Feehan, and obviously he was looking to try to hit the receiver on the first catch, and he probably could have come up with an interception otherwise.
He's had some room ahead.
So third down and a long 10, the handoff to the fullback straight ahead, and Feehan wrap him up as short gain. Feehan claiming that they have it, but the officials are marking it down.
Yeah, but it was 43 for Fernando with a run up the middle. Maybe 4-down territory, but he got a good defense, as we had alluded to in the pregame. Just, this Feehan team, they've really started to build the foundation all season. It's been the defense. They're comfortable playing defense. They're all over. They swarm. They do a good job of doing that. So, the Hilltoppers don't want to give the offense an opportunity to get going, as they did last week with 35 points. So they're going to punt this ball away.
Spencer Borden is getting set to punt for Durfee. Feehan.
Watch the fake, too.
And Feehan with nobody back deep, so obviously that's what they were concerned about. And
yeah, it looks like maybe now they're going to go for it.
Coach Jones taking a timeout for the Hilltoppers. They started off the game with a surprise onside kick. Feehan's defense has held them since, and now this is sort of an interesting position here for Durfee, because you're so far into Feehan territory already. Do you really want to give up the possession?
I like going for it here. I mean, you're inside the 40-yard line already. You had an open player. Unfortunately for Durfee, they dropped the ball early on, and they'd be even better position.
Well, Coach Jones has changed his mind. It's a 4th down and 9 for Durfee. Souza rolling to this near side. His throw to the sidelines is overthrown, incomplete. He was looking for Devin Sanders.
Yes, Sanders working the outside right there, and Souza showing a strong arm, running and getting rid of the ball, but just ran out of room along that sideline. Good coverage and good penetration on Souza.
So in the end, Feehan's offense will finally make its way out onto the field.
And good job by the coaching staff there too, Josh. It's the timeout was taken by Durfee the 22nd, so they reset off the punt. But I mean, that conceivably could have kept them 20, 30 yards. So Bishop Feehan gets good starting territory.
Andrew Murphy with the handoff, going straight up the middle. It's Cameron Fry. Gets across the 40, just short of the 45. A good gain on first down.
Yeah, Fry's coming off a great game on the Vineyard where he had a couple touchdown runs, and he's capable of going the distance anytime. He's had a very strong season. He runs up the middle and also has the breakaway speed to get downfield on the right or left side.
So it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 5 now for the Shamrocks. Fry again bouncing it to the outside, and he'll get about 2 more yards. So it's going to bring up 3rd and short. There is a penalty flag down on the field.
See what the penalty is here. Face mask. So I'm going to tack this on towards the end right there. And good news for Fry. You look at Fry. He's a senior. He's shown to be a leader on this team. You're going to see a hard-nosed running. We'll see if we can catch where the face mask is. Yeah, right there. I tell you, it was kind of falling into him. So the Durfee defender actually, his hand was up underneath the mask. But end result is 15 yards, and Bishop Feehan will take that every time.
And John Beaudry for Durfee, a little bit unlucky. He gives Fry an extra 15 yards and a first down for Feehan.
I was stunned when Fry put his helmet into his chest.
This time it's the pitch to Fry, hitting the backfield, but he keeps moving, keeps the legs going, and he gains about 4. John Ramos on the tackle for the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, watch Fernando, number 43, shoot the gap from his linebacker position, and he puts the Gasparo, and also, look at that, I mean, nice job by Fry, holding his ground. Corbacero, I'm sorry, not Gasparo. Corbacero with a block and maybe just shed away Furtado.
Corbacero doing just enough. It's going to be 2nd down and 6 now for Feehan. Fry straight up the middle, not much there. Just back to the line of scrimmage, and it's going to bring up 3rd down. About 3rd down and 6 coming up now for the Shamrocks.
We mentioned the running of Fry last week when he had the 10-yard touchdown run and also a 3-yard touchdown run for the Shamrocks. But you can't forget about Andrew Murphy, because not only does he throw the ball, but he's capable of running the ball too. And last week he also had a touchdown run of 1 yard out. So also Corbacero, I'm sorry, Josh, had a touchdown run of 15 yards too.
Big 3rd down play here. Murphy with the play action. He's looking downfield, and he's got an open man. And it's broken up, nearly grabbed. It's going to be a penalty, though. Thomas Flett nearly coming up with the rebound as it bounced back off the chest of Christian Cook. And I think they're going to get Durfee with pass interference right down near the goal line.
Yeah, good-looking ball right here by Murphy. He got rid of the ball, and Cook was definitely behind the defense. I just think the Durfee Hilltopper play right there, I'm not sure what the number was, but he didn't turn around and see the ball, and he whacked him. So it's not the NFL where you're going to get a place foul. It's just going to be the 10-yard.
It was Christopher Rondon, number 11, the linebacker, who was out there in coverage deep downfield. And it is going to be a big penalty, another 3rd down conversion for Feehan. And now they are down to the 20-yard line. And they'll have another first down. And Steve, we were talking right at the start of this game about Feehan needing the concentration, because next week is their big showdown game with Somerset. And come up with that onside kick. Defense comes up, makes a stand. Now the offense driving. Obviously, concentration not an issue.
Yeah, and they're moving the ball offensively. They've got a comfort level here on the ground. And Fry, and even if a play like this where they don't gain anything, they gain something from running that play inside, because now they're going to get some avenues outside.
Fry with no gain on the play. Maybe even lost a couple of inches, so it's going to be 2nd down and a long 10.
Look at Fry's 5'9", 160 pound, but boy, pound for pound, he runs as hard as anyone in the area.
Feehan have a pretty balanced running game this season. They've used Matt Allen, also James Corbacero. It's Fry who's back deep again, and again he gets the handoff. And again, Durfee are right there to stuff the run. Again, just back to the line of scrimmage. Hilltoppers really bottling up the middle.
Yeah, Omni Montez, he was in there first, number 57. He just shot a gap, and you really want to challenge this Rocketeer team to throw the ball. That's really what it looks like when you look at times Durfee has 8, 9 guys in the box right there. So challenging Murphy's arm to get the ball downfield to some receivers with a big 3rd and 10 play.
Feehan, as we mentioned earlier, have been hit by injuries at times this season. Michael Reyna, one of their offensive linemen, the senior, is over on the sidelines. He's got a neck injury, and he's out for tonight's game. And that could impact the running game this time. A couple of fakes for Murphy. Again, looking downfield, and he's going to be swallowed up and sacked. It's number 59, Tim Ponte, getting the sack for Durfee. And a big stand for this Hilltoppers defense.
You got to fake up the middle, fake around the end, and then, looking downfield was Murphy. Good coverage. Just staying with the play was Ponte able to come up with the play. Nice job defensively. This Hilltopper team, I tell you, they gave up some yards. They gave up the pass interference, which really set up Bishop Feehan in some good territory. We're going to have a timeout here by Bishop Feehan.
Shamrocks take a timeout. They're going to have a 4th down and 15 back at the 25.
Good momentum here, but again, the Hilltops are doing a good job of shutting down this offense right now. I like the call. I like the play action, but obviously with some guys open downfield, it just wasn't the case, and Murphy was trying to make a play, but there was just no one to throw the ball to.
So 4th down and long for Feehan. Murphy in the shotgun, and Coach Smith electing to go for it. And now a timeout's going to be taken, a 30-second timeout taken by the Hilltoppers. Maybe a little surprised to see Feehan going for it, but I think in this position that's pretty obvious.
Yeah, well,
this is 4-down territory.
Peter's not with us tonight. He's on assignment, but what he does bring to this game is the jinx of all the timeouts being used. So I want to thank Peter.
Last week in Oliver Ames, it seemed like we were going to get through the whole second half without them calling timeouts, and then the final 2 minutes, despite North Attleboro being up by a couple of scores, it seemed like all of a sudden all 10 timeouts needed to be used. At least this week, though, we're not in the band, so that's good.
Exactly.
So here we go again, 4th down and 14. Murphy in the shotgun again. Corbacero to his left. Murphy looking down this near sideline. He's got his man wide open, and it's Cameron Fry, 25 yards for the score, and Bishop Feehan convert the 4th down and take the lead.
Boy, that's crushing to the Hilltopper team who did a good job. And watch Murphy, he just sets his feet, and Fry had a nice lane. He ran like a seam pass, got behind the defense. It's the second time tonight we've seen the defense get beat there by the Hilltoppers, and Fry coming up with a big touchdown catch, 25 yards out. Shamrocks are on the board.
Matt Allen's extra point is up and good. Bishop Feehan with a 7-0 lead. We've got 5:07 left to go here in this first quarter, and another look here at the touchdown. A great throw by Murphy.
Yeah, he had the slot right and some open room. And again, just look at Fry. I mean, he just beats 3 people, 3 defenders, and nice throw by Murphy. He could put it right on the numbers, catch the ball with your hands. Boy, that's a crushing blow for this Hilltopper team. I know it's early, but
Bishop Feehan starting off this game the way that they've really been playing the last 4 weeks. Coming off back-to-back 35-0 victories, although those were both in the EAC, which I think most people will admit has been a little bit weaker this year. But Feehan coming out offensively, getting a score on their first possession.
And Coach Smith's got to be very pleased with his coaching staff of how this game's developed after the onside kick. You can put the Hilltoppers, a team that comes in 1-6 on the road, and give them some momentum. But the defense, that's what's been the steady hand of this Shamrocks team moving forward here. Now the offense is starting to catch up.
Matt Allen's kickoff is picked up around the 16-yard line, and not even getting back, or just getting back to the 20 is number 13, Tapashino, one of Durfee's captains.
Forget that's a loose ball right there too. So I mean, Shamrocks get down there pretty quick, and could have been a fumble.
Took a nice bounce for Allen. Low line drive and bounced straight up in the air. So now Durfee's offense will come back out onto the field. They will start off at their own 20. Weren't able to take advantage of great field position coming off the onside kick. Now they've got the long field to go against a very stingy Feehan defense.
Yeah, running a pro set here, and with the quarterback where he lined up, it almost looks like an inverted wishbone, but double set.
The handoff straight up the middle, and I believe that was Barzy again. And not much on that one, maybe just past the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Yeah, good job. I think it was number 19 with the first initial hit, Daniel Kroll, coming up from his linebacker position, 6'1", 185-pound senior.
So it's going to be 2nd and 9 now for the Hilltoppers. Souza back in the shotgun, having a conversation with Jordan Furtado, who seemed a little confused at first, and now everything falling apart for Durfee. And although, oddly enough, Coach Smith is the one screaming on the Feehan sidelines, I think he wanted the penalty ahead of the timeout, but Durfee probably just saved themselves 5 yards. A lot of confusion out there for them offensively.
Yeah, a lot of confusion, but that was the 3rd timeout here early in the first quarter that Durfee's taken. This is going to be the first full timeout.
4:19 left to go in the first quarter. Feehan out in front, 7-0. Bishop Feehan played a very difficult opening schedule. The first 4 games, very difficult, but they battled through. And talking with Coach Smith a couple times this season, he's considered his team very unlucky with the way they played their first couple of games. Some big plays against Attleboro that didn't go their way. Same thing against North Attleboro in a game that we saw. But defensively, they looked very strong, held North Attleboro scoreless, at least North Attleboro's offense scoreless in that whole first half.
Yeah, and even against Attleboro, we had both seen that game too, and it was a couple, like you had mentioned, big plays, but a game early on that they were well into, and a couple long sustained drives by Attleboro put them away. And then Bishop Feehan moved the ball. They just couldn't get the ball in the end zone.
Furtado straight ahead on the direct snap. He gained 3 on the play, so it's going to be 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, I think the offense that Durfee's running right now just plays right into the hand of this Kurt Smith defense. Just preparing, know your responsibilities, go where you're supposed to go, and make the tackle. Sure-handed tackle and gang tackle.
So the 3rd down play for Durfee. Souza dropping straight back, looks to the far sideline, and nobody there for the Hilltoppers. The closest player was Furtado, but it was well over his head. And Feehan's defense forces a 3 and out.
Yeah, you watch Souza. I mean, he does a nice job setting his feet, looking down the field, and gets the ball to the flats, just overthrew his intended receiver. But good coverage downfield, too.
Souza, just a junior. This is a Durfee program that's sort of been in flux the last few years. They've changed coaches a couple of times over the last couple of seasons, and it seems like every year we see a new Durfee head coach. Right now, LeJon Jones at the helm.
Last year, Josh, former Bishop Feehan player and coach, Rob McCoy, was the head coach over there.
Very short punt. I don't know if that got blocked, but this one's going to roll down at about the 42-yard line, so the Shamrocks will have fantastic field position. With just over 3 minutes left to go in the quarter, already leading by a touchdown, and just seems like momentum completely on the side of the Shamrocks right now.
Yeah, you look at that first, after seeing what we've seen here for the last 5 minutes, you look at that first opportunity when Durfee was lined up to punt the ball. They might have been better served to punt the ball and really try to pin Bishop Feehan, because right now it looks like the defensive that Feehan's been playing is going to be very tough to score against if you're the Hilltoppers. And now with Bishop Feehan in great field position again, you wouldn't be surprised if they punched it in.
Murphy faking the handoff, the option to the outside to Fry, and he is going to be pushed out of bounds right around the 35-yard line, I believe. And they've actually moved it back to the 38, so it's going to be a gain of 3 on the play.
Yeah, you look at Murphy, and he's one-on-one. There's one guy covering 2 plays, and that's a missed responsibility by the Hilltoppers out there. And that's easily one that Murphy could have come around the corner and just taken it and probably picked up more, if not a first down, if he would have just tucked it and run. But he wanted to get the ball to his playmaker and Fry outside.
Again, the fake to Corbacero up the middle. Murphy this time does keep it himself. and he will dive forward. He's going to be a couple yards short of the first down. We'll see where they mark it. It looks like they're going to mark him just outside the 31, so it's going to be a 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, good fake up the middle. You faked out number 57, but right here, once you know you're going to tuck it up, you get around that corner, you protect the ball and cut up field, and that's the way you run the wishbone. And there's a couple coaches on this coaching staff in Bishop Feehan that know all about the wishbone, and Paul O'Boy, and also Frank Almeida, who's probably coached the wishbone a combined 80 years, and that might be missing a few years there.
Murphy close enough, they're actually going to measure. And it looks like Murphy actually has enough. It's going to be a 1st down for the Shamrocks. And Feehan showing a little variety in the offense on this drive. Last time it was mostly Fry straight up the middle, now showing a little bit of the option.
Yeah, it's a nice way to mix it up, too. I mean, you coming up and you got a Hilltopper team that had 8 or 9 guys in the box, and now you're going to try to spread them out a little bit more.
Now Feehan will take a 20-second timeout. We got 2:31 left to go here in the quarter, and I think right now we're down to probably about 2 timeouts apiece for these teams, hopefully. Seems like there's a lot of confusion for both teams. Both sidelines getting very involved early. So now a 1st down and 10 for Feehan at the 31. Again, in the eye, coming in motion this time is Christian Cook. And they give the handoff to Corbacero. He breaks a tackle, and he is going to be very close to another 1st down just outside the 20. James Corbacero straight up the gut and gains
yeah, this is just
10 yards on a 1st down.
And
Sorry,
this is,
Steve.
no, excuse me, guys. This is the way you run. I mean, a quick hitter up the middle like that, and then they're so worried about the outside that Corbacero is wide open in the middle. Nice run, picks up that 1st down for the Shamrocks. Keep those chains moving. But again, that is set up as a direct result of how effective they were on that previous 2 plays getting to the outside.
You fake to him twice, and then that 3rd time ends up gaining 10 yards, another 1st down for the Shamrocks. Fake to Corbacero. Murphy trying to get to the outside. He's going to be wrapped up and brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Tim Ponte, number 59, he had Corbacero in one arm and Murphy in the other. The spacing might not have been right for the Shamrocks, but give some credit to Ponte right here. I mean, that's an excellent play by the defensive end.
Tom Soares, one of the Durfee captains who had the running back on that play too, did a good job in not allowing Murphy to get the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing when you're going. I mean, you have to have defensive responsibilities, and even if your guy doesn't get the ball, you hit the quarterback every time, you hit the running back, and you hit the fullback. And if you start doing that consistently, that's going to really clog the offense down.
Play action this time. Murphy looking to this near side. He's got him in open, and it is caught for a gain of, it looks like about 4. I believe that was Christian Cook.
Yep. Christian Cook, 6 foot, 180 junior on the flats. Little ball, little underthrown by Murphy. Probably like to have this one back because Cook had some room downfield. Ooh, boy, I don't know. That ball could have hit the ground right there. He caught it with his knees.
The call going Feehan's way. Somehow Cook able to hold on to that as the clock goes under a minute left to play here in the quarter. Another big 3rd down play for Feehan. It was a 4th down conversion for the touchdown on their first drive. Murphy with the play fake now throws out into the flat, and that's good coverage. Knocked away. Isaiah Slowick is there for the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, Tyler Pacheco, I mean, this ball was right in his wheelhouse right here. Murphy needed a little bit more air underneath the ball. Good job by Hilltoppers coming with some pressure, but I mean, watch for this ball. I mean, that's just an interceptable ball right there. Trying to attend down the field was Thomas Flett, tight end, 6'2", 190. He's a good target downfield, but a little underthrown.
So Feehan looks like they're now going to attempt a field goal as Matt Allen comes in. Looks like it's going to be a 34-yard attempt for Matt Allen. It's Nick Romero on the hold. The kick is up, and it is good. A 34-yard field goal from Matt Allen, and Feehan extend their lead to 10-0. The officials gave us a little pause there for dramatic effect.
Yeah, look at the strong boot right here. Allen got underneath. Good job by the snapper, the holder, and well up over what we can see between the uprights there. But we'll lean on the officials who were right there, and that's a nice kick by Matt Allen, the special teams.
Cleared it from 34 yards with plenty of distance. That was good from 44, and it's now 10-0 Shamrocks.
It's one thing the Shamrocks have done so well over the years, and is their special teams. And you look at what they've done. They've always had consistent kickers, and when you come down to some of these games, and boy, that 1 point can make a huge difference. And when you just tack on 3 and something that you'd be forced to go for a 4th and 7, 4th and whatever it is, I mean, to come away with something is a great asset to a team, and the Shamrocks have definitely had that over the years.
Looks like there was a penalty on the field goal attempt.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
So the Shamrocks will now kick off from the 45-yard line.
Now, if I'm the Shamrocks
where's Peter
right
to
here,
say onside kick?
I would definitely onside kick. I mean, I've got to, or at least squib it down the middle. But there's no question I'd be looking for something like that, because the Hilltoppers have proven that they cannot move the ball.
Worst case scenario, Durfee probably gets it around their 35. Allen actually will kick this one away, and it's going to bounce in the end zone, and will be grabbed there by Todd Pacino, and that will be a touchback. So Durfee will take it at the 20. I'm surprised. I thought Coach Smith would try to put a dagger out there early in the game, try to go for the onside kick and get the ball back. But
yeah, a little surprised, but maybe, Coach, now he buried the Hilltoppers back, and they're going to get the ball 20-yard line. So 27 seconds left, unless some fluke thing happened here. I think we're going to have a 10-0 score after 1. But again, I just don't think this Hilltopper team can move the ball. There are some timeouts to be had, though.
The Hilltoppers come in at 1-6, their lone win of the season against Taunton, who's having a relatively down year this season. As Souza comes out to this near side, and he'll keep it himself, spins up the middle, and Souza will gain about 9 on the play, close to the 30-yard line, and the first good offensive play that we've seen from Durfee so far tonight. And that play will bring us to the end of the first quarter, and it's the Bishop Feehan Shamrocks who have jumped out to a good lead. They scored on their first possession, then Matt Allen's 34-yard field goal has made it 10-0 Shamrocks. We'll be right back.
North TV Sports, recognized by the Alliance for Community Media as the best sports coverage in the entire northeastern United States.
For the millions living with COPD, breathing becomes a struggle. COPD is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. You may have heard of it as chronic bronchitis or emphysema. Over time, you feel like you're breathing through a straw. It's the 4th leading cause of death in the U.S., and it took my grandmother. If you're over 35 and have ever smoked, you could be at risk. Good news is, you can improve your symptoms. I'm Danica Patrick, and I drive for COPD. Join the movement at driveforcopd.com, take our screening questionnaire today, and talk to your doctor.
Welcome back to McGrath Stadium, 10-0 Shamrocks. And Durfee has the ball second and short. Souza throws it out to this near sideline, and the ball is loose. And it looks like Feehan have recovered. I think it's number 19, Daniel Kroll. And it is the Shamrocks get the turnover and take over.
Blexenhau got the ball on the right side. He had the first down, and ball was knocked away by number 6 right there, Joseph Agnello.
when things are going your way.
Oh, man.
And this is what happens. And
this is just depressing if you're a Hilltopper fan, no question about it.
the Shamrocks will now have a chance to really put a comfortable margin between themselves and Durfee. If they can score on this possession, they will start off at their own, at the Durfee 33-yard line. Murphy play action. And he will look deep. He's got Allen out there, and the pass is broken up. Fritz Gustav.
Good coverage downfield there by Durfee, too. That was one that Allen, he had some room, but that would have been a tough throw by Murphy. But he put the ball down the field, tried to throw it as far as he can, where only Allen could throw. Actually, maybe underthrew him a little bit because Allen got behind the defense again, but the ball was clearly knocked away.
Good coverage by the Hilltoppers downfield.
Kostov.
It almost seemed like it took Murphy by surprise how quickly Allen got out there. As that pass was a little bit underthrown. So now it's going to be 2nd down and 10. Murphy, the draw to Cameron Fry as he goes up the middle. He is dropped. I think he actually lost a yard on the play as he slipped.
Yeah, Ramos, number 54 for the Hilltoppers, in and staying home and shed his block from his linebacker position and came down and took out Fry. Fry looked disappointed because he saw he had some blocking upfield.
It seemed like the draw was effective. It got Durfee.
Yeah.
It got Durfee upfield, but Fry not able to keep his footing, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 11. And we will have another timeout, a full timeout taken by Coach Kurt Smith. And the Shamrocks will try to come up with a good plan for this 3rd and long. Taking a break from our coverage of North Attleboro football here tonight as the Rocketeers have a bye week ahead of next week's big matchup against Mansfield, a game that really decides where their season goes.
Yeah, it really does, and there's another big one tonight with Attleboro playing KP. And you look at North Attleboro, they're rooting for Attleboro tonight to knock off KP, and then the following week, Attleboro rooting for North Attleboro to take out KP, and then both those teams could settle on Thanksgiving Day to see who would represent the large division of the Hockomock Rex Kelly division. But a lot of things have to go right because that KP team is a quality team, a team that could have easily beat Mansfield early in the season.
Murphy hands off to Fry. They do an inside handoff to Allen. He's got a lot of room out in front of him and a big blocker. And Allen is on his feet, and he is going to be inside the 20. A 1st down for Bishop Feehan. Good play call from Coach Smith.
The play calling's been outstanding. You get the handoff to Fry, the inside handoff, and looked like the Hilltoppers could have blown it up because they had so much penetration, but Allen was able to weave through it along with Fry and picks up the huge 17-yard gain. It's going to be a 1st down and 10 just outside the 15-yard line.
Edward Giles, number 76, the lead blocker, the senior, scaring some of those Durfee secondary. As Corbacero gets the handoff straight up the middle, gains about 2 to the 15.
That's one thing you always knew when you were playing Durfee. When these boys come up from Fall River, they always bring a couple big guys with them. They like to hit. They might not play the best football, but they like to be very aggressive. They get some big, talented kids that really attack that offensive defensive line. And nothing's changed in that.
So it's 2nd down and 8 now. Handoff to Fry. Taking his time, making his way through the line of scrimmage. He's going to be very close to the 1st down. We're at a difficult angle to see how far he actually got. It's going to be right at the line. It's going to be right at the marker.
Boy, I don't even know how he got that far. Looking at that replay, he kind of stayed low and had some great balance, and looked like he might be a little short, but they are going to measure.
That's going to be our 2nd measurement of the night. Fry with great patience as he made his way through the line of scrimmage. Didn't just race through, but waited for his blockers. Well, according to the Durfee player, it's going to be 3rd and an inch. So Feehan will be inches short of another first down. This might be a good chance for either a QB sneak or another James Corbacero run.
Pick up that first down.
Murphy now looking at the official, and they're waiting for the signal. Murphy will keep it himself, powers straight ahead, and it looks like it's going to be enough. Just again waiting for the official signal.
Yeah, Corbacero gave him a good push from the back there, and I think that might have just been enough to pick up that first down.
And it is. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Shamrocks. Nothing tricky about that. Just line up and power straight ahead. I think he got probably about, he needed an inch. I think he got maybe 4, but it was enough for the first down.
He found Seamus Cuddy right up the middle. I mean, good blocking up front. Really, look at some of these.
They fake the pitch. It's a handoff straight up the middle for Corbacero, and he gains maybe 2 yards. So it's going to be 2nd down and goal now for the Shamrocks.
Look at some of those splits up front by the Shamrock. Very tight, very, very tight, which is allowing the Hilltoppers really to kind of clog that middle up, but they're still picking up some yards up front.
Starting to use a little more variety in their offensive attack, too, and bringing Corbacero into the play. Saw Matt Allen with a big run as well. Again, it's Fry who's the deep back. He gets the handoff, going straight up the middle, driving inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, that play was so well set up by the Shamrocks, and if you looked right where they were running off left tackle right there, the outside end, number 59, you see him to scoot inside. He's shooting inside. Good block, kick out. It was a really nice job by number 54, the linebacker. Not sure who that was for Durfee right there, but that was Ramos. That was a nice job for him to actually recover right there, because that could have been an easy touchdown run for Fry.
Instead, it's going to be a 3rd down and goal inside the 5, and we are going to get another timeout. And it looks like another full timeout taken by Coach Smith.
You look at the numbers, even when you see that lineup they had, when they had a power left right there, and they could really take down the end, and that creates plenty of room off guard. And the way that Fry's been running, he's more than capable of give him a little bit. He's going to pick up enough to get into the end zone.
Bishop Feehan come into this game on fire, winning 4 straight. They're looking ahead to next week with the showdown against Somerset Berkeley, 2nd year in a row that it's come down to those 2 teams to decide who goes to the playoffs from the EAC.
Now, last year that game was here, correct? Or is it in this year's down there? Or
I believe the other way around.
Right? Oh, it's here?
This year, next week, it will actually be here at McGrath Stadium.
Friday night, I assume, 7 o'clock start, McGrath Stadium. Showdown in the EAC. I do, yeah. Next Wednesday.
So 3rd down and goal. The scoreboard has him marked at the 3-yard line. From where we're sitting in the booth, can't really tell exactly where they are, but here's Fry up the middle, leaps over one of his blockers, and he's going to be very close to the end zone. The Durfee player is saying he didn't get through. And looking like the side judge coming in saying that he came up just short. And it's going to bring up 4th and goal from inside the 1-yard line.
His knee must have gone down, because it surely looked like he was able to get in.
That looks like he is well across.
Boy, that surely looked like a touchdown.
So now Durfee will take a timeout. We got 6:42 left to go here in a very long first half as we take another look here at Fry's run.
Yeah, you look at Fry. He's staying low right here. His knee's down, but, I mean, he's so close to the goal line. I can't imagine he didn't put that ball across. Good news is for the Shamrocks, so they get another shot. Bad news for the Hilltoppers, they just burned another timeout.
Well, good news for us.
Well, we win too. But Josh, they get more timeouts in the second half.
Work on if Feehan can build a big enough lead, maybe we'll work on him. We'll get a running clock for the second half.
They're going to start throwing the ball. 4th and inches.
A 4th and a couple inches here for the Shamrocks. Chance to try to extend their lead. Murphy will try to just push straight ahead. And the signal delayed, but Murphy got just enough. And the 4th down conversion, the second time that Feehan have converted a 4th down into a touchdown. And they will take now a 16-0 lead.
Up front, Cuddy, Garth, Giles, McMacken, the whole host of Shamrocks up front, and then the extra effort at the end. Murphy reaches and grabs his second rushing touchdown in 2 weeks. It's going to be in the paper as a yard, but it was about 2 or 3 inches tops.
All it has to do is cross the plane, and it just about did that. And now Mount Allen will attack on the extra point. It's now 17-0. Bishop Feehan cruising with 6:30 left to go here in the first half. Take another look at it, and actually, to Murphy's credit, even if he didn't get across the first time, as he bounced it to the outside, you could see him stretch out and make sure that he got the ball across the line. So Bishop Feehan in control, up 17-0. And if they can get through the next 6.5 minutes, Steve, that will make it now 10 straight quarters without giving up a point.
Wow, that's an impressive run. I mean, when you're a coach, you want your team to get going with some momentum, and that's just what you get going with 10 straight quarters potentially.
Actually, my math was wrong in that. This will be, they've come in with 3 straight shutouts, so it's actually 14 straight quarters.
Even better.
Matt Allen to kick off. Another line drive kick that will bounce down inside the 20. I don't know if Durfee were trying to let it run out of bounds. Instead, they'll pick it up. And the return is going to be maybe a yard to the 15, and that's it. Great coverage again by the Shamrocks.
Yeah, that'll just drive you batty as a coach, because that ball was going out of bounds. You watch this. I mean, look at the angle, and it was right along the sideline, the momentum. I mean, you got to let that go and take the penalty, but great coverage downfield for the Shamrocks, and inside the 15 or just around the 15-yard line, the Hilltops will take over.
And Durfee are now going to have to try to go 85 yards to get themselves on the board here before halftime. They got 3 set out to this near side. Souza running the option to this near side. He's got a lot of room to run. And Souza to the 50, all the way, 85 yards. Feehan are not going to touch him, and it's going to be a touchdown for Quinton Souza. So much for the 14 quarters without giving up a point.
Boy, Josh, you jinxed them. I feel bad you did that. But what a run by Souza, 85 yards. Boy, it looked like he was going to pitch it out at one time, but he had some room, and once he saw the opening, you're going to see here, Kroll trying to protect the end, but no one's got the quarterback responsibility, and open space, and he just races to the end zone and wins the battle.
Great speed from the junior quarterback as he's able to race past the Feehan secondary down the sideline. And Steve, it looked like Feehan all jumped to the running back, like they just assumed that there was going to be the pitch. Credit to the Hilltoppers, good blocking, and it turns into an 85-yard touchdown run. That ends the shutout streak for the Shamrocks and gets Durfee maybe back into this game.
There's some confusion here.
And we will get another timeout. That's got to be close.
That's their 5th timeout, so going to get another look right here. Look at the swarm. I mean, just once Souza saw that hole, he just shot through it and just showed outstanding speed, beating 3 or 4, and then you have some more Shamrocks towards the tail end of this run, but outstanding speed getting to the end zone. Good effort at the end.
Good blocking by those Durfee receivers who were able to spring Souza. And Durfee have used their final timeout of the half. 6:08 still have to go here in the second quarter as we wait for Durfee to come up with their 2-point play. So the Shamrocks, who had gone 3 straight games without giving up a point, give up the touchdown. And possibly the most unlikely of touchdowns, is it didn't look like Durfee had anything going offensively.
No, they really didn't. The longest run prior to that was 9 yards, and it was by Souza, so he's up around that 100-yard mark, but really it's just been that one play. Going for 2, and this is the reason why the Shamrocks have been so good over the years. They're able to kick field goals. Extra points.
Souza looking for the end zone. Now just rolling out. Now he'll just throw it up, and it is tipped, and it is caught. Devin Sanders. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And Durfee have answered to make it 17-8.
Right place, right time right here. Souza trying to keep this play alive as long as he can. He had some blocking. Shamrocks didn't get to him, but tiptoeing the line, gets rid of the ball, deflected. Sanders with the reception, 2 points.
Good concentration by Devin Sanders, and out of nowhere, Durfee are back into this game at 17-8. So now Feehan have got to get that concentration back, Steve. It looked like they'd pretty much put this game to bed already with that touchdown by Murphy, and now Durfee answer right back.
Yeah, especially after the kickoff return where you said, boy, let the ball go out of bounds if you're a Hilltopper fan, but not the case. One play later, it's a touchdown, 85 yards, and 2-point conversion. Now 17-8. Now you want Bishop Feehan really to go on a nice, long, sustained drive, use some clock, score a touchdown, and get into the end zone. Get into the end zone and then go into halftime.
Number 9, Thomas Helly to kick off for Durfee. Allen is back deep. I think Isaiah Douglas is back there as well, but it's going to be another onside kick recovered by one of the upbacks for Feehan. This time they seemed a little more prepared for it, even if I wasn't. Luckily they were.
Joe Garrett was able to receive that. 6 foot 171 sophomore. That's what you do. Catch it in the air, get down, and protect the ball.
He's listed as a tight end, so he's probably got pretty good hands. That's why he's one of the upbacks. And Coach Jones, really nothing to lose for Durfee. At 1-6, they're not going anywhere this season. Might as well go for the onside kick. And so now Feehan will have the ball at their own 47. Again, great field position for the Shamrocks. Murphy faking it to the up back, Corbacero. The pitch out to the outside. Fry drops it, and it looks like Durfee have it. And they do. The Hilltoppers come up with the turnover. Second turnover
59.
of the game, first by the Shamrocks, and it is number 59.
Tony Ponte.
Ponte, who has made a few big plays today for the Shamrocks. Fry just losing his footing.
High throw right there. Well. High pitch out by Murphy, and just never really had the ball. And before you knew it, the Hilltoppers were on top of him. Maybe a lack of concentration right there, but end result is a turnover, and the Hilltoppers have a chance to cut this lead to maybe 1 point, depending on what they do for the conversion.
Durfee have changed things up. They're now going to the spread formation in their last couple of possessions after starting off with a couple running backs in the backfield. And it's going to be a big sack. Edward Giles getting into the backfield, and he's going to sack Souza for a big loss.
Yeah, Giles, I mean, one of the tri-captains on this team, and does a good job. Good penetration, shooting up, fighting off the defense, offensive player. And, boy, once he's in the grasp, he's not giving up, and he takes him down.
About loss of about 7 on the play. Big play by the captain, Giles, getting into the backfield, putting some pressure on Souza. As they, again, stay with the 4 wide set. Souza looking for a quick screen to this near side. It's complete and a great tackle in the open field. I think that was Michael Agnello who made the tackle, and it looks like it's right back to the line of scrimmage.
Agnello did a great job. This is a similar play that Durfee ran when they had the turnover that allowed Bishop Feehan to get in the end zone there early in the second quarter, but Agnello does a great job scooting in there, getting low. Feehan
read that play right from the start. It was Tyler Pacheco, number 8 for Durfee, who's the lone blocker out there trying to give Pacino some room to run. Now a 3rd down and very long for Durfee. Souza dropping straight back. They're trying to screen pass. It's completed, but again, Feehan are right there, and they will wrap him up. It was Bahim Barzi on the catch. And it was Thomas Flett who makes the tackle, a loss of 1 on the play, and they're going to force Durfee to punt.
Yeah, watch Flett fight through this, and good tackle, stay with it, take the legs away, and a couple teammates to finish off the play. Nicely done by the Bishop fan defense.
It was, again, second straight play, really well read by Feehan, as he thought maybe Durfee could catch him with the screen, but...
And we were worried about Durfee scoring a touchdown.
The low snap, a much better punt this time. And it's going to bounce inside the 30, all the way down inside the 20. A great punt.
Nice job by this
Spencer
Durfee
Borden
defense, taking control of the game again, forcing that 3 and out, sending Durfee in the wrong direction, and getting the offense the ball back.
It's sort of been the story of the season for the Shamrocks. Just big plays going against them. I saw that earlier this season when they played at North Attleboro. The one big interception return by Alex Jetty in the first half. And again, in a first half that was pretty even between the two teams. The week before against Attleboro, it was 3 big plays for the Bombardiers that ended up being the difference in that game. The Shamrocks take over, leading by 9. Murphy, I believe, gave it to Corbacero.
Hey, ball again, loose ball.
And Durfee sideline saying they have it. Waiting to see a signal from the official. And I think they were able to hold on to it. They were. Corbacero recovering the fumble, but in the process, losing a yard.
Yeah, I don't know if Corbacero got the ball. Durfee was in on that play so quick. It was Murphy and Corbacero, but Corbacero was able to drop on, like you alluded to. That's just too much penetration up front.
Murphy frustrated, not able to get the handoff when the clock is running as we approach 2:30 left to go here in the second quarter. Here on senior night at McGrath Stadium. Feehan with 2 receivers to this near side. It's the pitch to Fry, trying to run in behind Corbacero, and he's going to gain maybe 2 yards and then get hammered by the Durfee defense, stepping up the linebacker, number 41, Emmanuel Fernandez.
Yeah, this defense of the Hilltops, they're starting to hit a little bit too and be aggressive. Fry really had nowhere to go.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 9 for the Shamrocks. As the clock is stopped at 1:58, so I don't know if the Shamrocks called a timeout. Apparently this is the NFL now. We have the 2-minute warning. Now the clock will start running. Murphy, play action to Fry. He's going to look downfield to Allen again. And it is just overthrown, incomplete out near midfield. It was a good throw again by Murphy, just a little bit too much on it.
Yeah, you see Allen up top of your screen there, off the line of scrimmage, goes to the post, back out to the corner. Murphy throws a nice ball just where only Allen could catch it, just over the head of Allen. Brings up a 4th down and punting situation for the Shamrocks.
A little unlucky for Murphy. He underthrew him down near the end zone, so he tried to put a little bit more on it this time. It's going to be Murphy back deep to punt. And a decent punt. Rondon drops it. It's loose again. And it looks like Feehan have come up with it. The signal from the far side official is that Bishop Feehan came up with it. Christopher Rondon, the senior return man for the Hilltoppers.
Looks like number 21, Isaiah Douglas. It looked like Douglas was on the ball right there underneath the scrum. Isaiah Douglas, 5'8", 145-pound sophomore, making a play here, doing an excellent job hustling down the field. Once that scrum happened, he was at the bottom of it, and it looks like he was able to come away with it, giving Bishop Feehan excellent field position. Get back on the board.
Looked like Durfee were going to have a chance to maybe try to get another score before the break. Instead, it's now Feehan in good field position at the Durfee 43. Murphy looking down this near side, throws it across the middle, and it is up over his intended receiver. That was Thomas Flett, the tight end.
Yeah, that'll upset the coach because it looked like Thomas Flett looked like he just stopped the pattern. He had some room and looked like he was just running a seam down the field. Keep running the pass route, and Murphy will get you the ball. Murphy's obviously shown he's got a strong arm, capable of getting the ball down the field. But Coach Smith had a few words for Flett as he came back to the huddle.
A little unfortunate for Feehan as Flett was pretty wide open. Split the safety and cornerback and had a lot of room to run. Instead, it's going to be 2nd down and 10. 2 receivers to the far side for the Shamrocks. They give to Fry to this near side. He's got a little bit of room. Sheds a tackler and will push forward inside the 35. He's got a 1st down to, it looks like, the 31. Gain of 12 for Fry. 12 hard yards there from the Feehan running back.
Boy, what a great run. Great bounce right off left tackle. They've been really attacking this. Corbacero with a kick-out block. And just when it looked like Fry was all done right here, he bounces, picks up the 1st down. Clock is stopped while they reset the chain. Now the clock is on the move again. Plenty of time.
Tyler Pacheco, the unlucky Hilltopper, to run into Fry and get knocked backwards. A big gain for the Shamrocks as Murphy will look out into the flat. He's got Allen, who will gain about 4. Inbounds clock will continue to run. It's going to be 2nd down and 6.
Allen trying to turn it back inside to make a play. Picks up a couple extra yards. Could have scooted out of bounds and saved the timeout, but I still think that Bishop Feehan has, 2 more timeouts. Plenty of time, 51 seconds, and obviously when you look at what Matt Allen did in the 1st quarter there with the 34-yard field goal, they're approaching field goal range too.
Which is unusual for a high school team, especially in this area, to have that safety net of being able to kick a long field goal and get some points on the board. So now it will be 2nd down for the Shamrocks coming out of the timeout. 51 seconds left to go in the half. Matt Allen and Christian Cook to this near side. Murphy dropping straight back, looking across the middle. He's got his man wide open, and that's going to be a touchdown to Zach Forget. Murphy with his 2nd touchdown pass of the game. And Feehan extend their lead.
Yeah, Zach Forget running downfield, number 83, the right side. Sorry, number 88. Good ball by Murphy. And 6'3", you get hit, you fall, you look like a big guy like you're supposed to, and you fall in the end zone. Nice catch and pass by Murphy to Forget. It's the 2nd touchdown of the night, a 35-yarder there and a 25-yarder earlier in the game to Fry.
Allen kicks the extra point. It's 24-8 Shamrocks. 41 seconds left to go in the half, and if Durfee thought they were going to get some momentum after the big run by Souza, Feehan answer right back.
Yeah, Forget was not hit off the end, and he had plenty of room down the sideline. His safeties were so deep, they were at the goal line. So by the time he caught the ball, the safeties were on top of him. But the mismatch with Forget down with the size falls into the end zone.
Forget, a 6'3", 195-pound junior. Got to give credit to Murphy. Again, another good throw. His 2nd touchdown pass of the 1st half. He also has the 1-yard touchdown run, so this has been a pretty solid first half for the senior captain, Andrew Murphy.
He's overthrown a few passes, but he's made the big plays when he needs to. Right there, that's a big 35-yard touchdown, and also the big one on 4th down, the Fry, 25 yards out.
Allen, another low line drive kick to that far sideline. Seems to be picking on number 13, Todd Pacino, who this time is able to get a decent return.
Boy, they're just hovering around that sideline. You just want to let the ball go and go out of bounds because
it ended up being Allen who had to come in and knock the player out of bounds. And it's going to be at the, looks like the 36 is where Durfee will take over. Feehan have taken 2 Durfee turnovers and in both cases turned them into touchdowns. Souza back in the shotgun, dropping straight back. He looks deep down this near sideline, and it probably should have been intercepted. Joseph Agnello had it right in his hands. Pacino turning into a defensive back at the last second, able to knock it away.
Yeah, Agnello, he was like waiting for a fair catch right here. Great field position. No one gets behind you. Ball's coming down just in and out of the hands. Good defense.
Good defense by the wide receiver to make sure that it didn't turn into another turnover. Now 27 seconds left to go in the half. 3 wide to this near side for Durfee, who have gone almost completely now to the spread formation. Pass is complete, inbounds, and tackled there by Christian Cook. Now Durfee hustling, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, trying to get it off another play before the end of the half. There's Tyler Pacheco on the catch, but nowhere to run. Now Souza dropping back into the shotgun. They've got to get the play off. A lot of confusion, but now down to 1 second, and that's going to do it. The first half comes to an end with Durfee not able to get off another play. The Shamrocks with another touchdown answer the Souza run. They go into the break leading 24-8. We'll be right back with highlights and Steve Hoole's comments about how this first half has gone. Stay with us.
A Town of Faith on North TV takes you inside the many churches that make up the spiritual fabric of North Attleboro. We'll take you on a tour of the building and grounds, as well as delve into the historical aspects that make each congregation so unique. We'll talk to the clergymen and women of each church to get a feel for not only the physical aspects of the church, but also the basic spiritual beliefs behind each religion. A Town of Faith, exclusively on North TV's Community Channel, Comcast Channel 15, and Verizon Channel 24.
You promised me the world. Is this what you had in mind?
Every choice we make has a consequence. Help EarthShare and its members restore balance to the world. Visit earthshare.org and see what you can do. EarthShare, one environment, one simple way to care for it.
It's halftime here at McGrath Stadium. Feehan with a 24-8 lead over the Durfee Hilltoppers. We're going to take a look at the highlights and the scoring plays from the first half. On 4th down and long, Andrew Murphy looking for Cameron Fry from 25 yards out. Got the Shamrocks on the board early. A 7-0 lead. And then Matt Allen showing off his leg from 34 yards out. Sneaks it inside that near side upright to make it a 10-0. And then Andrew Murphy, his second touchdown of the first half as he needed 2 inches. He got maybe 4, but it's enough. Another touchdown. And then Durfee tried to answer back. Quentin Souza finds a little bit of a seam and races 85 yards to get the first touchdown for a Feehan opponent in 4 games. The Shamrocks good hustle to try to chase him down, but Souza scores to make it at the time 17-6. And then on the 2-point conversion attempt, Souza rolling out. We'll get a little bit fortunate as his pass is deflected right into the hands of Devin Sanders, who makes it 17-8. And then just before the halftime, with about 40 seconds left to go, Murphy looking downfield has a wide open Zach Forget, who will then battle through a couple of defenders to get the score, and that puts us where we are right now at 24-8. Feehan out in front. Steve, what do you think about the first half performance from the Shamrocks?
You know, I tell you, the defense really set the tone early on after the onside kick to start the game off for the Hilltoppers, and the defense set up the offense, and the offense played well, and Murphy threw the ball very well. He missed some targets, but tough passes to the corner, that's not an easy throw. But the big ones, it was obviously the 2 touchdown passes from 35 and 25. This offense is really starting to mature. 4-game win streak, and you're starting to get the feeling that this Shamrock team with the game looming next week against Somerset Berkeley is for real.
The Shamrocks are halfway to a 5-game win streak. It's 24-8 Feehan. We'll be right back with the start of the second half.
Senior Beat, the monthly program that spotlights our community's senior citizens and the issues that are important to them. Join Pam Hunt, Executive Director of the North Attleboro Council on Aging, as she explores topics vital to the health and happiness of this great generation. Special guests, info on upcoming events, and front row access to programs put on by the Senior Center make this a show you can't afford to miss. Senior Beat, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on North TV's Community Channel, Comcast Channel 15, and Verizon Channel 24.
To the men and women of the United States Armed Forces, the USO is home. The USO depends on the generosity of the American people. Donate today at USO.org.
Josh Perry and Steve Wool here at McGrath Stadium. Bishop Feehan with a 24-8 halftime lead. They'll be kicking off to the Hilltoppers to get things going here in the third quarter. Once we find a football.
Those are...
that's sort of important.
Yeah, it's important.
They found all 10 timeouts that these teams have, but they couldn't find the football.
Good news is they get 10 more.
Some bad news for the Shamrocks as they came out of halftime. Thomas Flett, the senior tight end, without his shoulder pads on, so it looks like he's done for the night. Although they have a pretty good replacement in Zach Forget, who had the touchdown in the first half. Allen gets the second half underway. A much higher kick than we've seen from him so far tonight. Tapachino on the return, and he's going to get across the 20 and not much more than that. And again, Durfee will have a long field to go, trailing by 16.
First guy down, I think it was number 18. I think it was Christian Cook. Well, they changed direction on that Hilltopper player. Nowhere to go. Good coverage of the special teams all night for the Shamrocks.
Quentin Souza in the shotgun. Souza with the one big play here tonight for Durfee. Other than that, Bishop Feehan's defense has been fantastic. Souza going straight up the middle. And he is going to gain, it looks like, about 4 on first down. As now Isaiah Douglas comes limping out of the pile.
Yeah, I think Douglas took a helmet to the ankle at the end of this play here, or maybe a kick.
Souza seems to be the one weapon that this Durfee offense has. He fakes the handoff, getting to the outside, and he is going to be swallowed up. Christian Cook is right there.
Nice job by Kroll staying home, outside linebacker. See Kroll out here. That's responsibility football. That's how you coach it. That's how you draw it up, and that's how you want it done. Hang on. Rest of his teammates take him down.
So third down and 9 to go for Durfee. It was actually Kroll. I said it was Christian Cook. It was 19, not 18. As Souza now with the pitch to the far side. And that is Raheem Barzi, and he is going to be And across the 25-yard line. Looks like it's going to be a 4th down and about 6.
Yeah, Michael Agnello right there with the tackle. Good job staying low. RJ, he had really nowhere to go. Strung this play out. When he shoots around the outside, he just doesn't cut up field. He just kind of strings them out enough and goes on a 4th down, a punting situation once again for the Hilltoppers. Not the way the Hilltoppers want to come out after halftime.
And the Feehan defense has got to be given credit. They really read the play really well. They've been stretching every one of these plays out to the outside, bar that one play that Souza was able to break for the score. A low bouncing snap is well handled by Spencer Borden. And this is going to be another short punt, and the Shamrocks are going to have outstanding field position to start their first offensive possession of the second half. They're going to be at the Durfee 46-yard line. Another short punt from Borden. And Bishop Feehan in business again, leading by 16, trying to look for their 5th straight victory and get themselves up over 500 on the season.
He's got 35 points in the game at Martha's Vineyard last week, and now you're looking at a potential another 30 up here as we have plenty of time here in the second half, first possession.
The handoff is to Corbacero. He's got a big hole to run through straight up the middle. Corbacero is going to be down inside the 25. A huge run from James Corbacero. Over 20 yards just straight up the gut. Durfee's defense just ripped open on the inside handoff, and the captain getting a big gain. And now it's Fry on the left side, and just runs right through the defender. He is going to be close to another first down. Looks like he might be just shy of it. And Cameron Fry showing some power.
Yeah, he just finished. It looked like Bowder at the end of number 83. It looked like he made the tackle, but it was really just Fry ran him over. I mean, that's a violent hit. Woo!
So 2nd down and 1. And again, they hand off to Corbacero straight up the middle, and he'll have enough for the first down.
This is just too easy for the Shamrocks right here. You just keep taking chunks of yardage down the field.
Corbacero didn't want to be down. You see him out down around the 5-yard line. He thought he was going in for a score.
He runs hard. He had a touchdown last week, too.
A lot of movement before the snap, and now the whistle comes in. There is a flag, and the signal from the side judge on the far side looks like it's going to be a false start or illegal motion on the Shamrocks. There's a Durfee player down, number 41, Emmanuel Fernandez.
A good call. I didn't think they were going to call it, but you see up top here, number right here, just movement. And if you're doing that, sometimes you want to, unless there's somebody else in motion, you want to pretend you're in motion, but not the case right there, and the officials all over that.
Like there were a couple of Shamrocks who were jumping early, so instead it's going to be 1st down and 15, back them up 5 yards. It's Christian Cook going in motion to this near side, and again, penalty flags fly in. I believe this is going to go against the Shamrocks, back them up another 5 yards. A great start to their first possession. Now they're starting to shoot themselves in the foot, but actually they get this one as offsides against Durfee.
I'm not sure why they blew it dead then.
There didn't seem to be any contact.
No, I didn't see the contact, so I don't think they should have blown that dead. But end result is we're back to where we started 2 plays ago. 1st and 10.
And they get the clock running once again. To go under 7 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. Feehan driving inside the 15. They hand off to Fry, straight up the middle. Another huge hole to run through, and Cameron Fry is going to take this one in from about 13 yards out. And Feehan score on their first possession of the second half and extend their lead as it's 30-8.
You know, they've had a lot of success tonight, the Shamrocks, running off that left sideline. And good block by Cabecera. You see the kick-out block outside, almost untouched into the end zone. Fry, outstanding drive to start the second half. Matt Fry in for the extra point. Sorry, Matt Allen.
Romero does a good job putting the snap down, and Allen's kick is up and good. And it is now 31-8, Bishop Feehan. It's thought for a second that Durfee might get back into the game after the Sousa run, but now as you see Fry going in for that score, the Shamrocks have scored twice since then, and Steve, it looks like they've got this game pretty well in control.
Yeah, I just don't see the Hilltoppers coming back and scoring a couple more touchdowns, never mind 3 or 4 to get ahead. And don't forget, this offense from Bishop fans not done too. And that drive was all set up by a good defensive series, a good field position off the punt, and Cabecera with the big 23-yard run to start off that series. And just a well-oiled machine here offensively tonight for the Shamrocks.
And we talked about them having 3 shutouts in a row coming into tonight's game, but in the paper, it was actually the offense that Coach Kurt Smith was talking about, and how the offense has sort of picked up. The defense has been playing this well all season long, but now they needed a little bit of help. Well, as you can see tonight, this offense is doing a great job, and they look like they have a pretty good balance as this kick, finally, Durfee allow one to go out of bounds, and they'll have good field position.
Yeah, real close to the goal line there, too, just about the 1-yard line with the ball scraped out, because if that had gone through, then it would have been a great kick by Matt Allen. Unfortunately for the Shamrocks, Hilltoppers are going to get the ball in the penalty.
A little confusion as to whether or not they were going to try to make Feehan re-kick it, or they'll just take the field position. They'll take the field position at the 35. And the way things are going for Durfee, this is actually one of their best starting field positions of the game.
Well, at the start of the game, they had the best field position there. They had, because of the onside kick, they were able to grab the onside kick after Bishop Feehan couldn't secure it. They really didn't do anything with it. 4 downs and out.
They send Barzy in motion, and now they hand off to Furtado to the far side. He's tripped up. And lucky for Feehan that they did, as he stumbles out near midfield, and he's going to have a first down.
Yeah, Furtado with the first down. Had some room. Simple handoff up here. You get your pulling guard, number 68. Furtado's a big back coming out of the backfield. Just tripped up as he's falling down. He's still able to pick up 7-8 more yards.
Ball spotted right at midfield. And the few times that we've seen Furtado get a carry today, we came into the game thinking that Raheem Barzy was going to get a lot of touches, but Feehan jumping out to that early lead sort of took away Durfee's running game. Again, it's Furtado, this time straight up the middle, and he is going to get hammered. Gained maybe a yard before being driven backwards. Cabecera, one of the Feehan tacklers.
Yeah, it looked like Mitchell Martin, 6'4", 260 junior, was the first contact here. Boom, up top, and then finishing off the play was Cabecera from his linebacker position. Those guys from Bishop Feehan up front have done an excellent job, both offensively and defensively, attacking the line of scrimmage against a big physical Durfee front. See Forget in there, number 88, also Hodge. I'm sorry, it's not Hodge, it's actually Martin. Number 77, McMacken, and number 55, Barth in there for the front 4 of the Shamrocks defense.
Furtado again, the handoff up the middle. And he is going to gain about 5 on the play inside the 45. And it's going to be a 3rd down. I believe that was 37 Desmond Cornetta in on the tackle, a junior for Feehan. Jordan Furtado, the senior running back, getting a few carries here in the second half. Probably the most positive plays in a row we've seen from the Hilltoppers tonight.
This is their best overall drive. The one touchdown was a result of an outstanding play by their quarterback, 85 yards.
Sousa able to handle the high snap, and he's going to be sacked, and it's Zach Forget who gets in there to drop him back. Looks like a loss of about 8 yards. It's going to be 4th and long, 4th and about 12.
And that's really been what's happened tonight. Every time they have some success, Durfee does something to shoot themselves in the foot right here. A bad snap. Souza, good pressure by the Shamrocks, and all those positive yards are gone. Now it's going to be a 4th and 11.
I'm glad that I jinxed Feehan talking about their 14, which was actually 16 straight quarters that they had of not allowing a point. Now we talk about Durfee having a good drive, and
I'll call you mush.
Immediately the snap goes over the quarterback's head, and a 20-second timeout taken by Durfee. Clock stop, 3:48 left to go in the third as they get set to punt this one away. Bishop Feehan in control, about to get the ball back, leading 31-8. On a pretty frigid night here at McGrath Stadium. I think the cold has sort of kept away the Durfee fans with not much of a traveling contingent over on that far sideline.
No. You know, Durfee's one of the bigger schools in the whole state. It's just kind of disappointing to see a program, as you see the fake punt.
The fake punt is completed, and it's going to be a first down inside the 35.
Tyler Pacheco.
And the throw by Jordan Furtado. And Durfee have tried a few trick plays on special teams, and this one comes through for a big first down on a 4th down conversion. Furtado to Pacheco. And now Durfee to the 32.
First down and 10, Hilltoppers from the Shamrock 32.
So we've seen Durfee with one successful onside kick tonight, and now the fake punt, and again they're in this shotgun formation.
So in first down and 10 for Durfee. They will send Barzy in motion to this near side, and again it's the handoff to Furtado. And he is going to get just across the line of scrimmage, and then a few Shamrocks get in for the tackle, including Christopher Barth.
Yeah, Furtado, he's been running hard here, especially in this series. He's taking some shots here at the end of these plays also.
And Shamrock's doing a really good job of gang tackling, too. It's not just one or two
you
guys.
You got to play the
them.
whistle, and especially as you get into the games here, and they're becoming more and more important. And when you start your season off like you did early on, going 0-4, they could have put their heads down and called it a season. But this Shamrock team, give them credit. Now they've bounced back 4 in a row, looking for their 5th straight tonight, and a chance to go to the playoffs with one more win.
It's a handoff to Barzy this time. He goes straight up the middle. And it gets more or less to the line of scrimmage, maybe just a little ahead of it. So we'll call it 3rd down and about 8.
Barzy 5'11", 195. He just seems to really not hit the hole that hard. It's kind of like a little bit footsteps when he tries to hit it, but you can't do that against a good quality team, the Shamrocks. Their defense is just penetrating, and they're making sure tackles like you alluded to, Josh. And the one time he's got free was Souza, and that was I want to say give him credit, but that's a play that doesn't happen very often in the Shamrocks defense.
Souza looking down this near sideline, going long, and it's good coverage. Joseph Agnello out there for Bishop Feehan, and he is able to knock that one loose. Isaiah Slowick was the intended receiver, but a good coverage from the senior.
Yeah, Slowick is listed at 5'11". I don't think he's 5'11". Agnello is listed at 6'1", and Agnello looks about 6'7" next to him. So using the size was Joe Agnello, knocking that ball down, so a big 4th and 8.
So a 4th down for Durfee, obviously 4-down territory, trailing by 23. So a big play for Feehan's defense. They're trying to get off the field. Souza rolling out to the far side. Throws down the sideline. He's got Slowick, and the pass is incomplete. He had his man open inside the 5-yard line, but the pass was just a little bit short. And it's a turnover on downs, and Bishop Feehan will take over.
Yeah, Desmond Cornetta was downfield, covering 5'11", 150-pound junior. We'll make some contact into that, but again, kind of running out of room along those sidelines of the Hilltoppers.
I want
Seen
to
a number of times tonight.
I want to take back when I said about Souza, a little underthrown. That one was right there.
Yeah, that
Slow
was.
just wasn't able to come up with it.
That should have been a catch for sure.
So Murphy with the handoff to Fry, and he is going to be dropped just at the line of scrimmage. Very successful on their last drive running to that side, but this time Durfee were able to get a grip on him. So second down and 10. Murphy taking his time now sends Cook in motion. And the handoff is straight up the middle to Corbacero, and he runs into a few white jerseys, and he powers forward, gets maybe a yard, but it's going to be third down and long.
Yeah, that play was just blown up right at the line of scrimmage. Good penetration by the Hilltop as Corbacero was lucky to even pick up a yard.
And the clock ticking down towards 10 seconds left to go in the third quarter. This could be the final play of the quarter. And they do snap it one more time before the end of the third. Murphy throwing to this near sideline. He's got his man, and a completion to Christian Cook will be good for a first down out across the 45-yard line. And that's the way the third quarter will come to a close. Just a one score in the third. Cameron Fry tacks on another 7 points for the Shamrocks, and they will head to the fourth quarter, leading this one 31-8.
Since 2006, North TV has been your source for local community events, education specials, information, government meetings, news, sports, and more. Many of you have relied on North TV's website, www.northtv.net, for important information and the weekly program schedules on your 3 local channels. Thanks to input from loyal viewers like you, we're happy to announce the new NorthTV.net. We've improved the look and ease of navigating the site and have included the features you've told us you want. In addition to the information we've provided in the past, the new NorthTV.net has enhanced weather forecast and radar, complete program listings on each of our 3 channels, features on our loyal underwriters, up-to-the-minute schedules on the sporting and community events we're covering, updates on future and past editions of North Attleboro This Week, local news links, and more. The new NorthTV.net.
The fourth quarter gets underway with an offsides penalty against the Hilltoppers. So after the completion from Murphy to Cook, gets Feehan a first down. Now they'll get a free 5 yards and get into Durfee territory.
Now that one they have to call it because they made contact. I still don't know why they had previously blown it in the last Hilltopper.
Just
defensive
to
offsides.
fake us out so we all think that it was
know.
against Feehan.
Yeah, I don't know.
That way I can look foolish and make the wrong call on TV.
I don't want to be like Peter and attack the officials, but
Fry bounces off the tackle, comes to this near side, and nobody is going to catch him. Durfee are beaten one play into the fourth quarter, and it's a 48-yard touchdown for Cameron Fry, his second rushing touchdown of the second half. And Bishop Feehan are making this one into a rout.
yeah, watch this. I mean, he's going to bounce off, and we've seen this a number of times. You have to tackle him. Once he gets there, he sees daylight. There's just no one on the field that's going to catch him. He shoots the gap and gets there. Easy touchdown run by Cameron Fry.
Once he bounced to this near side, there was nobody left for the Hilltoppers defensively. And the snap gets away from Romero on the extra point. Matt Allen rolling out. He's going to look to throw. He's got him in, Zach Forget, but he is going to be about 10 yards short of turning that into a 2-point conversion. So the Shamrocks with a 37-8 lead here in the fourth quarter. As we'll take another look here at Cameron Fry's 49-yard touchdown run.
I mean, watch this. I mean, just bounces to the outside. And look at the speed. He just cuts the middle and just beats everyone in the leg race to the end zone. Outstanding run. You got to tackle him. He's a player.
Fry's third touchdown of the day. Had the 25-yard touchdown reception in the first quarter. Now two running touchdowns here in the second half. And Bishop Feehan, as we probably expected coming into tonight, have put this one away early. It's 37-8, and Durfee really just are one play from having this be another shutout for the Shamrocks.
Yeah, that 85-yard run by Souza, or this is a 37-0 ball game. Yeah, you got to give a lot of credit to the coaching staff and the kids on this team to really bounce back after that 0-4 start, and now be in contention for a league title next week against Somerset Berkeley, a big game here at McGrath Stadium on the campus of Bishop Feehan. And they could have easily hung their heads and got down. Great senior leadership, and now they're in a position to get into the playoffs with a win next week.
The return for Durfee looks like he's about to the 25-yard line. And see, if you talk about that 0-4 start for the Shamrocks, and a look here at the return. Good coverage again by the Shamrocks. They've had excellent coverage all night on these kickoffs by Allen. And then the Shamrocks were playing teams that were bigger schools, if you will, Division I schools, and then playing very competitively in those games. Once they got down,
blowouts, like you said.
Once they got down to the part of the schedule, you know, the EAC actually, things really turned around for them. Made it a lot easier. They're obviously one of the better teams in now Division III. As the direct snap to Furtado, and he's going to go nowhere, wrapped up for a loss of one. Tried that play a couple of times, and we've just as ineffective.
We've seen the Patriots run that a number of times last weekend with Kevin Falk, and the direct snap, and too much penetration.
It was Mitchell Martin, the 6'4", 260-pound junior, getting inside his blocker, and Furtado going nowhere. This time the handoff comes to Barzy. He will get about 3 on the play, gets across the 20. Feehan's defense once again doing a good job, not allowing him to break away. Corpusero, one of the men in there to make the tackle. Now Corpusero will head to the sidelines after making another big tackle. The captain's had a good day. So third down and long for Durfee. Souza rolling out to this near side. I think he's trying to look for his running back, Barzy, and instead Souza just throws it away.
Good job by Souza right there. Once you're outside the tackles, you can get rid of that ball, and Souza had no room down the field, and he wanted no part of that play. Smart play.
And now there's a flag on the field. It looked like Souza had gotten outside the tackles to be able to just throw that away.
Did. I'd be surprised if that was. They should pick that up.
He was looking for Raheem Barzy on the screen, but Feehan have read that play perfectly all night long. As we wait for the officials to have a little conversation. I think in this situation, I think picking up the flag, letting it be 4th down, let them punt would suffice. So we will continue to have a discussion, try to figure out what the call is going to be.
Yep.
And they did call the penalty.
I really thought he was outside the tackles there, which I still think is the right play by.
He is well outside the tackles. He's outside the hash marks.
Yeah, that's a terrible call. Unless I completely misunderstood what they called in the field. Okay. Yeah, Paul Healy in the background makes a great point. If they didn't throw it over the line of scrimmage, they threw it up before, so that's probably what the penalty is.
Matt Allen will just let this punt bounce down inside their own 45-yard line at the 44, and that's where Feehan will take over and come back out on offense, leading this one by 29. Another great performance from the Feehan offense, and the defense has been outstanding as well. The Shamrocks looking like a team that should be headed to the playoffs, and if they can get the victory next week against Somerset Berkeley here at McGrath Stadium, they will be headed to the playoffs. So Nick Romero is going to take over under center. The junior quarterback will take over from the senior Andrew Murphy, who's had a very successful senior night. 3 touchdowns on the day, 2 of them in the air, one of them, well, we'll give him a yard touchdown run, but really it was about...
It's got to be a yard. They don't round down, right?
It was really about a 4-inch run. Romero with the pitch to Isaiah Douglas. Douglas breaking a tackle. And he is out near the 50-yard line, close to the first down marker.
Great run right there by Isaiah Garfield. He's done a good job defensively tonight. Also had that special teams play where he had the fumble return, fumble recovery. Just running strong, not giving up.
So it'll be second down for the Shamrocks, who are putting out a lot of the subs now as Joe Agnello and it looks like Matthew Pisano are the 2 receivers to this near side. And the handoff straight up the middle to the fullback, and it's not Corbacero, not sure who it is actually.
Number 37, I believe.
And 37, that would be Desmond Cornetta. And he's got enough for a first down. The Shamrocks, it doesn't seem to matter who they throw out in the backfield, able to get another first down.
And Durfee also is getting some white jerseys in there as well on defense. Both teams looking to get experience for the younger players right now. LeJohn Jones is the quarterback.
At the Durfee, it's like about the 47-yard line. Another first down. Romero, hard snap again. The handoff straight up the middle to Cornetta. And he gains, it looks like about 5 on the play to the 41. So another good run by Cornetta, and a great job again by the Feehan offensive line, opening up a hole. Feehan right now in cruise control here as they look forward to next week's big game. Or just looking forward to running the clock down and going somewhere where it's warm.
High formation behind Romero. Tight end is to the right, that's Forget.
Romero hands it off to the tailback. That time it's Matthew Pisano, and he is going to lose a yard on the play. It's Coach Smith getting some of his juniors and some of his underclassmen into the game, give them some experience. As now Zach Forget, makes his way to the sidelines, as does Joe Agnello. All clean jerseys getting in there now for the Shamrocks. Third down for Feehan. And it's Douglas to this near side, trying to bounce to the outside, and he is going to be brought down just inside the 40-yard line, about 3 yards short of the first down.
Yeah, you got to love the effort of Isaiah. He just gets to the outside, and he's got somebody holding on 1 foot, but he's not going to give up. Still fighting and scratching for every yard. It's a good look right here, too. Hopping, makes somebody miss, but just able to hold on to the knee. Takes a couple pops there at the end because he's working so hard.
It was Fritz Gustav who was on the bottom of that pile for Durfee. And now fourth down for the Shamrocks. And you'd assume they'd probably go for it in this situation, under 5 minutes left to go. And Douglas again, the tailback. And it's going to be Douglas on the pitch to the far side, spins his way forward, takes a big hit and stays on his feet, still going to this near sideline. Gustav gets pushed right out of the way, and Douglas is going to be inside the 10. Another first down for the Shamrocks, and for the first time in a while, the Shamrock bench getting into it.
Boy, that's one of the nicest runs you'll ever see right here. Watch this run off the right. He bounces off the left side right there. He bounces off the block. Just when you think he's down, he's like a weeble wobble. He's not going down. Kicks it into high gear. It's a good blocking downfield and finally takes, just inside the 10-yard line. Wow, what a run by Isaiah Douglas.
And now a timeout taken by the Shamrocks. Stops the clock at 4:16 left to go in the game.
I know Isaiah's father, and he can't run like that. He could shoot, though. He's a good shooter.
I don't know where to go with that.
You don't have to go anywhere. If he's listening, he'll know.
So Douglas waking up the crowd, the bench, possibly waking up us a little bit. We'll take another look at the run by Douglas, which
look at that bounce to the outside. He's listed at 5'8". There's no way he's 5'8", but he's a tank out there running downfield.
So the Shamrocks will have first down and goal from the 8. It's now Matt Pisano, who's the tailback for the Shamrocks.
I think I even said his brother's name, Garfield. Isn't it? I said Isaiah Garfield. That's his brother's name.
You've combined him and his brother into
pretty much. You get the idea, though. It's a Douglas show.
And when you're dealing with high school football, there's a million people.
Yeah.
They're all the same name. It seems like it's 6 families for every for
exactly.
every team.
They all have the same number, too, which is confusing.
I'm surprised there are no Schwiegers out there right now for the Shamrocks. It seemed like there was one here for the last 6 years. So second down and goal, down to the 6-yard line. Clock running, 3:30 left to go in the game. Feehan would be content, I think, just to run out the clock. I know we would be content at this point, as Pisano again. But he was a little outnumbered 1 against 6, and he's not going to get much. So third and goal from the 8-yard line as Pisano goes backwards a couple of yards, despite the best efforts of his teammates to try to push him back forward. Feehan on their way to 5-4, a 5-game win streak, but really all that matters is win number 6. That's going to be the one that counts next week. We might be seeing Bishop Feehan in the playoffs again, which seemed very unlikely when we saw them earlier this season. Romero, the pitch to Pisano to the far side. And he is going to gain a couple of yards, but he's going to be well short of the end zone. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Pisano showing some good effort outside, runs hard, stays low.
Andrew Marcotte and Gregory Pope were the 2 blockers trying to lead the way for Pisano as we go into the final 2 minutes. We'll have another break from North Attleboro football basically until Thanksgiving Day. Next week, North Attleboro plays at Mansfield. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to cover that game. And then the following week, we'll be at Tri-County to see the Cougars take on Old Colony as Romero takes a knee instead of trying to go in for another score, and it will stop the clock, a turnover on downs. Minute 29 left to play. A classy call there from Coach Smith. All about sportsmanship, Steve. It's all about sportsmanship.
I think this is a case of Kurt Smith wanting to get his JV defense some work. So instead of advancing the ball there, he's just
So a minute 29 left to go.
put your JV defense
Just waiting for the official to signal the clock to start running again.
in a varsity game. You work hard all week in practice. It's great
If I could reach it, I would press the button and get it going, but
That's mostly the starting 11 out there in defense.
just waiting again, a delay as they try to find a football.
Quarterback today in place of Cameron.
So Steve, a pretty impressive performance here today again from the Shamrocks, and they look like a team that should be headed to the playoffs if they can pull off that big win next week.
Yeah, next week, if you're around, a big game, come out and support the Shamrocks as they play host to Somerset Berkeley for the AAC title Friday night, McGrath Stadium, 7 o'clock. Should be a great game. I mean, Somerset's got a good team. They're a team that won last year. This has really been the rivalry game within the EAC the last few years, and there's no question that Somerset will be right in that game next week. It should be a good battle.
And Somerset 2-0 in the league going into tonight's game. I believe they're playing Bishop Stang tonight, or Coyle, I don't remember which, to try to get themselves also to 3-0. Feehan already 3-0. And it all will come down to next week, and Feehan will be back exactly where you expect them to be, back in the playoffs. And we've seen them several times heading to the Super Bowl. Coach Kurt Smith knows what it's like to win a Super Bowl from his first stint as the Feehan head coach. Souza dropping back, and he will throw it long. The only one out there is a green jersey, number 28. Michael Silvestri out there in coverage as I take my roster back.
I stole it. Sorry about that.
I got to give credit to there's one fan for Feehan running around shirtless, trying to get the fans pumped up. I'm not really sure.
He won't be in school next week.
It's not. Doesn't seem particularly effective right now, but
he's got one of those World Cup. What are they called?
Vuvuzela.
Vuvuzela, which
just as obnoxious here as it was in the World Cup.
There you go.
There you go.
Yep. Recognize the face. He'll be out sick next week, so his neighbor's going to bring home his homework.
The handoff to Furtado to the far side, and he will trip as he crosses the 20-yard line, staying in bounds. And a first down
Clock
for
stops for the
Durfee.
first down.
Well, only until they move the chains. But the Shamrocks, very impressive again here tonight.
Yeah.
They will look forward to a good finish to the season. Heck of a turnaround for Bishop Feehan from the way this season started. And then Durfee will fall to 1-7. And the Shamrocks finish it off. A 37-8 victory for Feehan. They dominated the Durfee Hilltoppers and come out with a big victory. Thank you to the producer and director of North TV Sports, Chris Miller, and the rest of the North TV crew. For Steve Hool, I'm Josh Perry. Thank you for joining us here from McGrath Stadium, where the Shamrocks get a big victory over Durfee.